Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, just talking you through this year's Xcel Infiniti Drylock for the year of 2010-2011. Winter wetsuit, it's a 5'4" in terms of thickness, and what we mean is a 5mm of neoprene in terms of thickness on the lower part of the body, which is demonstrated in the leg here. You can see how thick that is. That 5mm runs right up through the core where you need most of your warmth, and you've got 4mm on the upper body, around the shoulders and the arms where you need a bit more flexibility. Xcel have a reputation of producing one of the warmest wetsuits on the market. A lot of innovation in this suit, and it's continued into this year. The winner of the Wetsuit of the Year award 4 times in a row. It means that they have got a bigger reputation, a lot to live up to each year. This suit this year is obviously over £300, so you're paying a lot of money, but you're also getting a lot of features for your money. It's difficult to know where to start really, but the first thing I'll go through is the same features you've had for the last couple of years. Then we'll sort of tell you what's different in between this year's suit and last year's suit. The most sort of famous thing about the Xcel suit, the thing they sort of pioneered, was the chest zip system, which is a system basically to get rid of the need of a zip on the back, which obviously gives you more flexibility in the back of the suit, and it should stop as much water getting into the wetsuit as well by creating a better seam around your neck. Okay, the Drylock system just basically means that the zip entry system is completely closed off around the whole suit, so there's no way anywhere water can actually get in apart from on one side of the shoulder, which you flip up over the head, and that's where you get in. What happens is the Drylock system, basically, if you come a little bit closer, I'll show you this, seals all the way around, and then once you actually zip it up, go over your head and you pull it tight, this sort of smooth skin creates a nice seal on the edge of your shoulder. Okay, so water in effect would have to go up, shoot up and into the suit that way to actually get into the sort of core of the suit, which is very, very unlikely. Okay, the actual inside of the wetsuit, you can see, is brought up very high as well, meaning that if any water does come in through your collar, rather than going into the body, it just drains out of the suit here. Okay, so it's the chest zip system, or the Drylock system from Xcel, is fantastic at keeping water out of the suit and should keep your body almost pretty much dry when you're actually inside this wetsuit. Just to reinforce that, they bring the neoprene right over the top of the zip, so in effect it completely seals off the suit. Okay, nice little feature. You've got the toggle as well, so you can tighten it up, make sure it's nice and tight and create that seal around the left hand part of your shoulder, and you've got the button down collar there as well, or the button down system there as well, just to really keep the zip in place, make sure it doesn't sort of like pull back up across the zip system. Okay, the seams themselves, the next thing to mention, is our fusion welded seams. Basically what that means is a high pressure bonding system which really makes the seams very robust, very tough, and most importantly water tight, basically completely watertight, so no water is going to come in through the seams. If you actually come in on the collar of the suit, actually it's probably better demonstrated down the bottom, you can see these little brought in cuffs as well, and brought in around the ankle as well. What that does, it's just a strategically placed piece of neoprene which actually closes in and creates a better seal against your leg. Quite tricky to get your hands and your feet through initially and back out of, but what it does, if you fall off, whatever you're riding, kite surfing, or if you're just surfing and you fall off, what happens a lot of the time is you get a water rush up your arm or down your leg. And the idea of having this strategic piece of neoprene just creates a better seal around your body, which means that basically no water is going to come in up your cuffs and down your legs and anything like that, which is obviously quite an uncomfortable sensation when you're in sort of January and February and the water's very cold. As I say, the seams, fusion welded on the inside. You've got the taping system that Xcel is basically unique to Xcel. What they actually do is they weld the seams together, so it's completely sort of glued together in effect, and watertight. And then they sew the seams as well halfway through, so there's no punch holes the whole way through, and that basically makes the seams much more robust. And on the other side, they then tape it just to reinforce the seam, make sure it's nice and well sealed, make sure it's nice and robust and durable, and you're going to get a long shelf life out of this suit. And it means that no water will get in through the seams. Okay, this blue tape is also very flexible as well, so it moves with the suit. The suit itself is 100% super stretch, so Xcel's most stretchy neoprene. Loads of flexibility in the suit, right the way through, right down to the core area and through into the legs. Okay, very soft to the touch, very comfortable, and will stick to your body well, which will in turn means that you're nice and comfortable, and it will keep you a bit warmer as well. Okay, the suit is quite heavy. It's not the lightest suit on the market, and it's not going to be the most flexible suit on the market. Things like the Rip Curl E-Bomb, the SGX are a bit lighter, but what you probably lose in terms of flexibility, you definitely make up in terms of warmth. On the inside of the suit, for this year and for last year as well actually, Xcel use what they call the Ultra Stretch bamboo thermal lining. Okay, now for all intents and purposes it's just like a standard thermal lining, okay, which is this green material here, which is invented or created basically to hold heat inside the suit. So when the heat leaves your body, instead of sort of like getting lost through the neoprene, this polypro or sort of bamboo material basically holds that heat against your core area. Okay, which will do a lot to keep you warmer in the darkest depths of winter. This green material actually runs right down through to the knee, okay, on the Xcel suit, so it's right the way through. It makes the suit a bit heavy, but it does make it very, very, very warm. Okay, the reason to use this bamboo material is apparently a greener, more eco-friendly material, but it's also meant to have slightly better heat-retaining properties than standard polypro. Okay, so that is the unique bamboo thermal lining to Xcel. That runs right the way through the suit, as we said before, and was actually in last year's suit as well. So I hear you ask, what is the difference between the Drylock for 2009-2010 into this winter? Okay, it's basically the water repellent fibre that they're using. It's a military grade technology, which is basically a coating on the neoprene. And what that does is repels water from the suit. Okay, similar to the SGX with the billable. What happens, instead of water actually soaking up into the neoprene very quickly, and obviously your suit filling with water and becoming quite heavy, this will actually repel water, so the amount of water coming into the neoprene is drastically reduced, which then in turn makes the suit very much lighter, okay, and much more flexible. Which means that when you're actually out in the water, you're going to have more time in the water because you're going to be more comfortable, you're not going to be weighed down as much. Okay, so if you can imagine a wetsuit which doesn't take on water, how light that will feel. It will feel fantastic when you're actually out there, and hopefully give you a lot more time and longevity in the water. What it should do as well, it should keep you warmer as well, as obviously there's no cold water touching your skin, or minimal amount of cold water touching your skin. That's going to make you last a lot longer in terms of time in the water in the winter months, and it's also backed up by the fact that you've got all the thermal lining as well. On top of that, you still get the air insulated neoprene. So every technology you can imagine is lurking within the suit, which is this honeycomb material here as well. You get that on the chest and on the back panel as well. Smooth skin to stop the water the wind, should I say, penetrating the suit onto your core area, onto your organs. But that honeycomb material is basically 3 layers of neoprene, in which the middle layer has potholes. Okay, so again, when the heat's leaving your body, what a normal wetsuit will do, it will store the heat within the wetsuit, within the neoprene and within the water that's in that neoprene. What this sort of area or section of neoprene will do, will store that heat within potholes inside the suit. Okay, which essentially we're told is a better insulation than standard neoprene. Okay, so they'll actually hold heat better within the suit, meaning again you get a longer period in the water. Okay, so everything coupled together, the Drylock system, the thermal lining, air insulated neoprene, and then for this year the water repellent fibre, means that this suit has got the kitchen sink, basically everything in the kitchen sink thrown at it. It's not going to let any water into the suit at all. Okay, the only entry is going to be through the neck, which will be minimal, and all of the heat that you normally lose through your suit is going to be restored inside the suit, making it really, really warm. All of that technology means that it's not the lightest suit in the market and it's not the most flexible, but certainly it's going to be up there for one of the warmest. So, usual features as well, you've got the Crypto knee pads, or sorry, the Duraflex knee pads, which are going to stop it wearing through in the key areas, and critically taped all around the seams, around the cuff there as well, just to really give the suit longevity, make sure you get quite a few seasons out of it for your money. That, in essence, is everything going on inside the Xcel Drylock. I'm going to try and catch my breath now, sorry if I've babbled on a little bit much, but hopefully that covers all the key points. If you want any more information, feel free to give us an email at info@wetsuitcentre.co.uk, or give us a call on 01202 302 943, and we'll happily talk you through any sort of questions you have. So that's Jeff from the Wetsuit Centre, and this is the Xcel Infiniti Drylock for 2010-2011.